Welcome to the show, and here are your hosts, the diabolical Elite Gaming Guru, the illustrious Red Dead Panda, and the Australian stud AshtreyGaming. So let's get this party started. Shit.
Oh, no, being a pain. We are live. I'm going to fix our border. We are live. Hello.
Good morning,
What
everyone.
happens when things don't work for you? Sorry, guys.
OBS.
Yeah, OBS is being a pain. We've got to make some quick adjustments.
Computer stuff.
Yeah. Good morning.
it's
Does someone want to?
Always computers.
Does someone want to talk about the show while I do this?
Yes.
Welcome to the Gamers Initiative podcast. with
Welcome,
elite,
everybody.
with Elite Gaming Guru. Go. Oh yeah, look, that's huge. That's what she said.
I reset it, so.
Okay, so yeah, you should just be able to resize that in the background. Sorry, I'll let you go ahead.
Sorry, guys. We're having a few sort of gremlins in the work, so Red's trying to fix it and sort of so you might see some adjustments on screen. But anyway, thank you all for joining us for episode 103 of the Gaming Initiative podcast. Got a few topics. I think we've only got 3 topics for today, so it's gonna be quite short. Ashtrey's got to leave early anyway because he's gonna have Brazil waxing. So
I'm going to fly to Brazil to get waxed. Yes.
So yeah, we've only got the 3 topics. So what were you up to? Let's start with you because I think Red Panda's busy. So what have you been up to, Ashtray? What have you been playing? Have you played Diablo 4 yet?
No, I haven't actually.
Oh.
But, I played it before you because I played the beta. So
Okay.
yeah,
Right.
so I technically did play it and have played it and played it before you. So suck on that. I actually haven't been playing much this week. I've been super busy. So I actually reinstalled Assassin's Creed Valhalla just because I had that urge to run around and do some stuff in
I
an
saw you
open
playing
world.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So other than that, I haven't really been playing. I haven't been on much. I've just been lots to do with work and family and stuff. So yeah, and been going to bed early as well because I've had some big days. So yeah, I haven't been gaming that much this week, but hopefully, and I've got some stuff on this week as well. So, and then I got to travel next week. I've got to go to the WA. Oh, dun, dun, dun. So that's Risket's part of town. So I've got to go there for work as well for a few days. So
He won't be
it's
there,
all
so you
just-
should be okay.
no, by the time I go, he'll be back. So
Yeah.
Get
Good
pop in and say
luck.
hello and have a beer with him. And top and tails and stuff.
what?
And
Yeah,
have a barbie.
top and tails. You're an idiot. But yeah, so it's all happening. What about yourselves?
I've been playing sort of Conan and Diablo, mixing between the two. I'm still sort of playing my druid. I'm thinking about starting something else now. So I played that barbarian, got to level 5 and thought it was really dull and stopped playing him. So I went
That's
back
because
the
you only got
druid,
to
and I've
level
been
5. Like, you haven't even unlocked any of his
Yeah,
actual good skills.
because what other stuff can he do? It's just everything seems to be just attacking. I was looking for his skills, just everything's just like
Oh, so
of
what's
just
the purpose of the game,
hacking and
Elite?
slashing.
To
It's just-
attack
no,
the
everything-
enemies?
Everything's just hacking and
Just-
slashing on with him.
But
Whereas the others can mix
he's
it
a
up.
hack and slash character. It's kind of in his name.
Oh, yeah, it's just boring. Well, a druid can sort of do melee, and he's got range, and he's got area effects, and he's got all sorts of things. He's got a nice mixture. That's what I like mixing up.
But that's the beauty of the game. You can pick a different character that has different abilities
Exactly.
that suits your playstyle.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, and I don't want to
Simple.
play a guy that just runs around just hacking, and that's it. It's just
See, I don't mind that for me.
So don't ever play a Watch Dogs game. If you're just running around just hacking.
Hacking.
Wow.
He doesn't get the joke there.
I did, but I'd actually like all new Watch Dogs. That'd be good. I do quite like. I like the Watch Dogs games, especially the PvP element where you just get to hack into other people's games and ruin their games for them. I like that part of it. Love doing that. But anyway, playing Diablo and Conan. So what you been up to then, Red? Come on, you've been playing. You've been no life in you.
Diablo 4. What? Is there any other game to play at the moment? Like, this is us last night playing a world boss. Like,
Final Fantasy.
yeah, basically, no. Diablo 4, yeah. But it's been quite interesting. I've been like jumping into parties and just helping lots of different people with the game and such. So yeah, it's been awesome.
What
And
level are you at?
I'm only level 56. I'm about to hit level 57. It's because every time I jump on, I end up jumping into other people's worlds, and I always go down a world tier. So like in world tier 2, once you hit level 50, you just notice that your leveling up just basically becomes non-existent. It's like a real grind. You need to go up to world tier 3 to actually start to see significant improvement around your XP boosting your level. So I've kind of been nerfed in the sense of jumping into other people's worlds because everyone's just doing the same thing, running around doing content, which is what you're meant to be doing. However, a lot of the content, you'll get to level 50 very quickly without completing the story, and then you're kind of like, I need to complete the story because I'm just kind of sitting in the same levels. Like I did like 3 acts and I went up maybe 2 levels in 3 acts, and I was like, damn, this is slow. And since going into world tier 3, maybe gone up 3 other levels in the space of like 1/8 of that time that I spent doing that. Like it's marginally, I mean, massively noticeable when you go up. But you will notice a difference. You are like basically a spongy little character once you go up a world tier. But I was able to solo in world tier 3 on my necro build the Butcher, who when we first interacted with the Butcher, Jedi Knight Pete and Risket, he was kicking our ass, but I soloed him, and I was like, sweet. So I was like pretty impressed. I've been soloing World Tier 3 the Strongholds. Quite find that quite easy to solo. Haven't really done a lot of the in-game content. Like I said, I keep helping my mates and such, but I'm loving this game. And yeah, I was up to like 20 past 3 in the morning playing this, and now it's 9:45 in the morning, so I haven't had a lot of sleep, but I'm gonna be going straight back onto this later today. We figured out a way. Like what really interesting for Diablo 4 is once you've beat the story in one character, and then you go ahead and you load up another character, right? You can choose to skip the story, you'll get your mount and everything like that. But there's actually a level 50 dungeon in the game. So it doesn't matter what level you are, it's never going to scale to you if you're lower, and it's never going to scale to you if you're higher. It's always going to be the bad guys in that stage level 50. And so Morty or Casual was online last night with his secondary character, and he jumped into my world, and we went and did that dungeon, and he was like leveling up. Like the experience he was earning was quite good. And then as a result, once that dungeon is complete, you get access to World Tier 3 because you have to earn access to World Tier 3 on every character. And then he was in World Tier 3 and he was running around with me with the high level bad guys because they all are... The World Tier 3 minimum is level 50 anyway, the bad guys. They scale between level 50 and 70. But he was leveling up faster that way as well by XP grinding, by jumping up with me. So we found a little way to kind of do that. Still not the same equivalent that you can in Diablo 3 and other Diablo titles, but it wasn't bad. And I defeated my first world boss last night. So yeah, I'm loving Diablo 4 and I have so much time. I highly recommend if anyone is playing it and anyone who's listening there, shout out to the chat guys. Go into your settings, go into gameplay and activate the advanced tooltips and the tooltips that show you what you lose when you put on a piece of gear, and that makes your life so much better when you're looking at, is this gear item better than the gear item I've got currently on and such. So highly recommend.
That's not on by default?
It's not on by default. You have to manually put it on. Well, because it becomes a little bit overwhelming when you're first getting it. Once you've got a hold of the game and like a good handle of it, that's when you probably want to do that. If you've played Diablo titles before, then you are fine putting it on from day dot. But if this is your first entry into Diablo, then I would say leave it off for a little bit, get a feel for the game, jump on, then put it on. Also, if you have any questions or anyone wants to play Diablo with me, please do. I love it, and I don't mind. I could level up one of my other characters if I needed.
Quick question on the min-maxing. You know, if you got different armor types, and I think the orange armor is legendary, is it? And then what's the yellow armor?
Yeah. So you've got legendaries. You've got the orangey. No, yellow is magic, and so basically they can be. Even in the last game, you could put them up to legendary and do it that way. So you can apply aspects to those items. Orange is your legendary, but then you've got like this brown one which is unique. So like it's a unique item. You can't pull any aspects of it. That's how you're going to get it. And then you've got sacred as well. So you've got sacreds which can be in any color of the frame, but they're only available in World Tier 3, and they have this little haze on them, which means that they're a sacred item. So the moment you get into World Tier 3 and you start getting sacred items, one of the first sacred item drops I got was like leaps and bounds better than what I had been grinding, and it was the same level as a piece of equipment that I already had. And then you've got ancients on top of that, and they are only, from my understanding, they only drop from World Tier 4.
How many world tiers are there?
There are 4 currently, so you've got...
So do you mean it could expand?
Yeah, I reckon they could, because I remember they changed the... Because you've got Nightmare done... Oh, you've got Nightmare, and then you've got Torment. So World Tier 3 is Nightmare. It's cool, the World Tier statue changes based on what World Tier you pick. Like, mine now has these creepy little hell things that kind of go around the World Tier statue. In number, I've seen the one in 4, but I've only seen it briefly on a video. Yeah, so it changes to what you're playing in. But yeah, I reckon they'll change it. They changed it in Diablo 3 when they changed the torment system for that, and this game is going to have legs, and I reckon for the casuals, massively. For the hardcore, we're going to burn through it quite quickly, but as long as we're playing it with mates, it should be okay. And just helping others who have never played it, yeah. I'm loving this game so much. I can't tell you how much I'm loving this game.
Well, it's not a topic, but I mean, there's been the news out recently that Destiny is dropping players like flies because they're all migrating over to Diablo 4.
I don't blame them.
If you've heard that.
Probably,
yeah, so but
I would say not only that, like you're looking at, I think that announcement for the final shape DLC that's coming, that we're going to hear about in August later this year, that is probably the final bit of DLC for Destiny 2, I reckon. I reckon they're going to move on to not just Marathon, but maybe on to the next vision of what Destiny is going to be. Yeah, I don't know. I hope so. Destiny 2, they really dropped the ball towards the end. Like Destiny 1 got better and better as it went along. Destiny 2 had some good stuff.
Money, didn't they?
They did make their money, but at the end, it's not a great experience anymore. It's so unbalanced for new entry to new players. If you have not been playing it, it's very overwhelming, very overly complicated, and like once you understand, like example, Diablo 4 might look very complicated, but once you get used to it, it's actually really easy. And if you're not sure, I do recommend watching some YouTube videos just to kind of get some understanding about how some of the game mechanics work. And if you have any questions about like pitfalls that you don't want to fall into, just throw them my way and I'll let you know of things to be mindful of. Yeah, loving it. Oh.
Okay, that was what noise was that? Okay. I'm loving it. Oh.
I'm loving it. Ba-da-da-da-da. McDonald's ad.
Copyright strike.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Before we start, then, I just want to do a shout out to fuck you, the blue one. We've also got Boba Fett.
Hashtag delete elite, guys, in the chat. If you enjoyed me talking about Diablo 4, hashtag delete elite.
What's he risky in here? Oh, that's weird.
No.
Oh, that's weird.
He's probably sleeping.
Yeah, that's weird. Okay. And the blue one. And fuck you, just deleted the message. What was that? What was he up to? What's he doing? Right, so let's bounce into our first topic, shall we? So our first topic is Diablo.
Oh, I could talk about that all day, guys.
That's all right. Go for it.
Let's let Red lead, Nick. Go on, go for it. Well, you know what the top read. Activision touts Diablo 4's fast-selling launch.
Yeah.
But what does that mean? So go on, no, go on then.
You
Meg.
have
Go on.
honestly, this game has got legs. So from what we haven't actually heard sales numbers. There's an estimate of sales numbers to say at the beginning they reckon they've sold about 3.5 million copies, and that was at the beginning of the week. I think FOMO's a massive thing with this game, and everyone's talking about it. Everyone's playing together. But from what they've said is this is the best selling IP that they've got at the moment. They haven't had anything sell like that. To give reference, because they haven't given us a lot of numbers, Diablo 4 has been played for approximately 93 million hours, which equates to over 10,000 years worth of hours. That's how many people are playing this game.
Just you.
Yeah, it's just me no-lifing it. So basically, and this was just from the early access hours. This wasn't even once the game launched. So that's insane. And I reckon that 3.5 million estimated people who've bought the game is probably just through early access, and then adding on top people who grabbed it day one. Insane. What have they got? They haven't unleashed any numbers, but it's quite impressive, and it was not surprising. Like, look at the state of the game that's it's launched in. Like, its state is pretty well polished. There are a few minor things with it. Have you
had any server issues?
I didn't, because when they did have the big server issues, when they had not just the early access players on, but the brand new players on, I was asleep. And then I was awake and doing work, so I was working when all of this happened, so I didn't even notice that the servers were down for a few hours. So I missed that whole debacle, which is quite nice for me.
Yeah, nice. Well, it's interesting that, they haven't released any numbers, even though they're saying it's the fastest selling, when, you've got articles like this that sort of look back and say, well, some of the other games have sold, a certain amount of copies, like Diablo 3, and it's exceeding that. So I mean, I don't know why they just don't drop a number. It's a bit weird. Maybe they've gone through the sort of Xbox route and they're not allowed to speak numbers anymore. But they can at least talk about gamers, how many people have played the game. So
I mean, they could have said how many pre-orders they got. Something. Yeah. I feel like that, because you know how like Xbox was talking about, not just with the Forza Horizon 5 launch, but they were talking about like how many active users they had on, or unique players, or whatever it was, and you could work out based off that. This was in the 4-day early access as well, or 3-day early access, I can't remember which one it was. You could work out how many people had pre-ordered the game based off that, and work out prior to launch how many it had sold, and then by the end of it, you could also work out how many people were accessing it via Game Pass. And I feel like this game, because when the ABK deal goes through and this game eventually, I think, will go into Game Pass, the base game, you're going to have to pay for everything else. I think it's going to do massive numbers, and just it's such a good community-driven game as well. Yeah.
And it's obviously the 4th iteration of the game. It's on multiple platforms. Yep. It's released relatively well, right?
It's got crossplay.
Yep.
That's
exactly.
massive. I was playing with my friends on PC. I've got a clan. If you want to join a Diablo 4 clan, please hit me up and I'll send you an invite. I just need your Blizzard account name. Yeah, Elite's in it. Ashtray, you're welcome to join when you get the game.
So clearly anyone can get in.
Well, yeah, basically.
You have to own the game though, Ashtray.
It's called Pandemonium Nightmare is what we've called it. Yeah, I've kind of just stole the Pandemonium name from like Diablo 3. It's mentioned in that game. But I do I've now got a title above my head going Unholy Nightmare. It was Nocturnal Nightmare, but Unholy Nightmare. And the gameplay you're seeing on footage, if you were in our party chat last night, all you can hear is Jedi Knight, Peter, and Morty or Casual complaining about my blight on the ground, because it's so dark you can't see what you're doing.
I noticed that.
But my build is quite OP for what I'm doing at the moment, and I reckon they're going to nerf it. I'm so worried they're going to nerf it.
It does. Yeah, I think it was you, me, Morty, and Was it Umbra? Or did you go on again?
Yeah, Umbra, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't see anything. Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but I did notice that whenever you use casting spells, I just couldn't
They've
see
made it too dark. I think they need to lighten it up a little bit, or make whoever's in there show up. But what you can do is, in the gameplay settings, is actually put a highlight around your character. It's a pain, because then it's always there, but it should only show up in like when you can't see your character, and that means even in my darkness. So I think they're going to address some of those issues, because there's things that they definitely need to address. There's no gems bag, so your gems and such take up spots in your inventory. So when you're like looting, and this being a looting game for good gear and grinding, it's just like you can't pick up as much items, because it's like, oh, I'm full, and you look at how many slots your gems are taking up. So I think they need to kind of separate that out in your inventory. Yeah. They'll hear it. The community's going to give them a lot of feedback, and they'll start adjusting it and pivoting.
What class are you playing, Astray?
When he gets it.
Well, when I played,
of course.
when I played the beta and the Service Slam, I played Rogue, and I played Necro, and I played, I think just those two.
Yeah, I might play that. I'm not sure.
Because I like fire, I like burning shit. So that was kind of fun.
The Sorcerer's ultimate for fire is this giant fire snake, and it's so cool. So Astray, if you like fire, that's like a really cool ultimate. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. There you go. So, I had fun with that. I can't remember what level I got to or anything, but that's irrelevant anyway, because when you play this, it all starts from scratch. So.
Starts from scratch.
Do you guys think it also has done really well? Not only because it's got the existing IP behind it and all that, and everyone knows it. Do you think maybe the month that it's dropped in a pretty good spot?
Yeah, I think so, because the only thing else that's out here is Street Fighter 6, right? That's about it.
Yep.
And there's not There's not really much around it. I don't think anything needed to launch around this game anyway, because everyone I see are in parties playing this game at the moment. Like everyone I see, and it's insane. Like people who are like, I'm not picking it up. FOMO, honestly, and people talking about it. If you haven't tried it, if this is your first Diablo game, highly recommend. You can put the world tier level down at the lowest setting, get a feel for the game, and if you're finding that too easy, pop it up a little bit. But yeah, it's great. Necro's quite easy if you want to get into it. The
Druid is hard, to be honest.
The Druid is hard, yeah. And what were you saying, Elite, about the Druid before?
I was going to say, I forgot now.
Didn't you say it wasn't that hard and you didn't know why everyone was complaining?
Yeah, no, I thought he's right, because he's got a nice variety of powers. He's got like range.
He does. They nerfed him though.
But I don't know if you play Nick right now. What I do a lot of it now is that I drop dots and stuff like that, and sort of just lead the enemies into the damage areas. Yeah. Because he can do dots as well. You know, dots are damage over time areas, so he can drop things like that. And sort of like these wind tornadoes he puts down, and just the enemies sort of walk into it, it slows them down as well. I think he's got probably a lot of the powers that Nick has, but it's just a different variants. But he's good. Yeah, I'm sort of blazing through it, but it'd be good to play with someone.
I'll be playing after the show, guys. But let's get into the next topic anyway. Does anyone else have anything else they want to say about it being at SARS selling launched? I'm not surprised by this. Yes. I'm super not surprised.
Well, I just want to say how this even the ABK deal, if it goes through, that's just another massive title on top of COD now that's going to be like in Game Pass and just benefit Xbox, isn't it? Microsoft at the end of the day. And it's a shame that this game didn't go, like the ABK deal didn't go through earlier, and this same game didn't go into Game Pass, because we would have saved us £70, but I probably would have spent that on all the microtransactions. I'd have bought myself loads of gear and shit, wouldn't you?
I think I looked at the cosmetics and I'm like, I feel like they could be better. I think they're cool, but I feel like they could be better at the moment. Wait and see.
Yeah, but I feel reluctant to buy those things when I've already paid 70 for the game.
I'm not buying them at the moment. I want to go unlock everything. There are uniques and such, and I want to see what I've got there, and I'm quite happy with what it is at the moment. Yeah.
I think Boba was talking about it at the start of the week, and he's got a heap of uniques that he's found. So
yeah, once you
get
into World Tier 3, that's when your uniques start dropping. You're more likely to get a sacred than that. World Tier 3, you'll get a higher chance of uniques and ancients. Or World Tier 3, World Tier 4. But the higher up you go, the better chance you get. Even you get more XP playing with other people. You can take potions that give you an additional 5 XP. You get more XP changing up world tiers. Yeah. If you want to do a quick leveling up side of it to get through the game, sort of where you need to go, start on easy. Honestly, you'll quickly mow through everything, and then you can lift your difficulty, because that's what we used to do in Diablo 3. I'll chuck my difficulty down, not too low, but low enough so it was like quite easy for me to get through the main story campaign up to level 70, and then I would be farming my seasonal caches to get my builds, and then just up my torment level to like torment 15 after that. Yeah.
nice one.
Just jump on to our first next topic.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Go for it.
The Summer Game Fest.
Oh shit. Next topic.
You mean Summer Games Snooze?
So I haven't got a link for it, actually. Maybe we could look up a link and see if I can post it.
Summer's Game Fest 2023.
I watched it live, unfortunately.
Shit, that's an hour and a half you'll never get back.
Yeah. It started off well, to be honest. The first 2-3 games, it was just good, and then it went like the PlayStation Showcase. It just dropped massively, and then never picked up again. It was just dull. Yeah, and what really annoyed me, I think Fritanka said it best in his video, is which I was thinking exactly the same time. He started off the show by promoting the game they're going to show at the end and really hyping up and say it's going to it's going to be the most anticipated game. Yada yada, made a big waffle about it. And at the end, did you see that? And at the end, it was just Final Fantasy Remake.
Part 2, yeah.
I know, right? Because what I did when he said that is I skipped to the end because I was watching it after the fact. I scrubbed through it anyway, but I skipped to the end and went, what? This trash. And then watched it back through.
Yeah, everyone already knew about it. And yeah, it's nothing. What is he on about? I don't know why. He hyped it up massively, didn't he?
Well, that's all he had, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh, I had the Spider-Man 2 release date. Oh my god! Sorry to any PlayStation fans, but you got done a rough deal.
I know, right? Well, like, why if they had announced the date at the actual PlayStation Showcase, that I would have raised my score from 1.5 to maybe 2. Like, it would have made that showcase that little bit better having a date, but the fact that they omitted the date from that and then had it at this was just lame and pointless. A lot of people
did
like,
it.
Yep.
It's clear they did it because of backlash, isn't it? It's because the Sony show was shit, and they thought, oh, we better give a release date because we'll just get it in the year. Because why would you just wait just 2 weeks? Because I'm pretty sure some that come out afterwards and said they're not going to give a release date until they know the game's ready to be released. 2 weeks later, they give a release date. So it's like, what? I'm pretty sure that was last minute, that release date drop.
I reckon, yeah, either that or they did save it because they just had nothing for the Games Fest and went, we need something. Oh, we'll hold the date off for that because we just got nothing for it.
So they did have stuff. Remember all the PlayStation fans said they're holding back for the Game Fest.
Oh, I must have missed that part. Was that cut out of the show?
Summer Game Fest was PlayStation part 2 of their showcase, right?
Yeah, it's gonna all the stuff they couldn't show, all the amazing stuff, the bangers they couldn't show, is going to show at the Game Fest. Never happened. So yeah, they started off with Prince of Persia.
Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. Yep.
Yeah, which got so much hate by PlayStation fans for some reason.
Why? Well, it's not.
John Lineman posted it on Twitter, didn't he? It got 14,000. It got 4,000 likes and 14,000 dislikes.
I think
just from PlayStation fans.
How does he see the likes and dislikes there?
Oh, you can actually add a thing onto your system to allow you to go back and see it. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Because
you need like a extension for it or something like that. There's something you can enable to able to see dislikes again.
Really?
Yeah.
But why are they hating on it then?
I don't know.
Like,
Well, I saw this game, right, and I was like, because there's the studio doing the remake of the original Sands of Time title, and I was like, actually, I think I prefer this one over what we saw of that game. But that game kind of isn't coming out anytime soon anyway. But this is an original, so it's a Ubisoft original game. It is cross-gen. It's coming to all the platforms, and it's coming out at the January 18, 2024. So we got a date. It's coming everywhere. It's even going to Amazon Luna. And I was like, actually, that's a pretty... Who cares? People complain about the art style. I actually liked the art style. People were complaining about the music in the video. I'm like, well, it's just a trailer. That music is not going to be in the game. So just open your eyes to what reality is and, don't just shit on it for the sake of shitting on the game.
Yeah. I think I posted on Twitter. I think the first one I opened up, I said on Twitter that this game actually looks not too bad.
Yeah,
this
looks not too bad.
Could be good.
Yeah.
But then I didn't reply again because it wasn't.
Well, it started off okay. The second game that showed, though, Mortal Kombat 1, holy shit.
So hang on.
Sorry, before we move across, yeah.
Before we move on, so Prince of Persia, it looks like, in art style, it looks a lot like Immortals Phoenix Rising. Very much that same kind of colourful, little cartoony kind of look. I still can't understand why there's the hate behind it, though. Is it because it was supposed to be maybe an PlayStation exclusive and it's not, and so they're hating on it for that? I don't understand how you can hate on a trailer just for the music. Like, that seems pretty shallow and redundant.
They're just salty over what was shown at their showcase. I think. I mean, this showcase wasn't that much better, to be honest. So I think.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, it just I'm befuddled by the fact that they've hated on this game in particular, and it just for no real apparent reason. So it's just weird to me.
Yeah.
Anyway, you can jump onto Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat 1. So if you played Mortal Kombat 11, I'm not a Mortal Kombat person because I suck at fighting games. I can't, like I said in previous shows, I can't retain the freaking, what are they called? Combat moves list, whatever it is. I can't remember those combinations. But this is at the end of the last one. I can't remember who wins, and then basically they kind of reset and make their own version of their timeline, and Sub-Zero and Scorpion are now brothers. They're no longer enemies in this timeline, and it just looked very impressive and a really beautiful game. Beautiful game. So yeah, what were you saying, Elite?
Oh, I see now. I get it now. I thought you said lovers, not brothers.
Brothers. Yeah, so show these brothers some love, okay?
Imagine they made them two lovers. I did think the graphics looked that great. I thought the last game looked better.
Did you go and have a look at it in the 4K version of it? Re-look at it? No?
No.
It's not impressive at all to me.
You're not impressed? I just love Mortal Kombat, so I think I'm just excited for just all the fatalities.
Yeah, I don't really care.
I'm never going to play it. Fuck. I'm going to watch people play it because I can't play these games because I suck. I'm the button mashing princess for this, if you need to know. But yeah.
Also, the thing they said about it was talking up about the thing where you can put in a partner and they help out. That's been around for ages. The Street Fighter games have had that.
Yeah, they've had it in the past. They just haven't had it in the last couple of games, so they're bringing it back in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was like Jeff was like, what is this? It's amazing.
Jeff's the hype man, and he did a good job of hyping things up to a certain degree, and I think that's why we got the show that we got, because he had to he has to pay the bills and keep the power on somehow. So all the ads, everything else, the pacing of the show was just fucking nightmare to me. And
he should have focused more on what he's wearing, because he's wearing black trainers. he's wearing suit trousers, but a blue t-shirt with a smoking jacket on. It was just right. It's like his mum had dressed him or something. I don't know. It's weird. That's a common style right now, Ali.
The fact that you know what he was wearing is, I think, worth a conversation, Ali. Because it's not why are you looking at that?
It's the first one I spied. I thought, what is he wearing? We didn't work.
We got more dates in this, I feel like, than we did in the PlayStation Showcase. We got more gameplay in this than we did in the PlayStation Showcase. But we got like fucking mobile games in this. Like, what the? I guess they're trying to adhere to a certain market and like bring in all the casuals and make it more inclusive. But I'm like, we're not here for mobile. Like, we're here for console gaming or PC gaming.
Yeah, well, it's a part of gaming, unfortunately, and it's just going to get more prevalent. But fucking Great Monad says Risk Its Head brought the show down to a 4.
Yes, I couldn't see this trailer because of how big his head was. Yeah.
Is that the front?
Well, Risk It met Jeff Keighley. He got a photo with Jeff Keighley. I was in a party with him last night. Yeah, he met him. He's met Aaron Greenberg. Well done. Yeah, I can see his head right now. It's just standing arms and legs above everyone else. Yeah.
It's just head. He's like what's it? More.
How tall is he? 6'5".
I don't know.
Well, anyway, moving along from Mortal Kombat, if we're ready, because I don't think you guys have much to say about that. Path of Exile 2, which is like that top-down Diablo-style gameplay sort of loop. That looked very impressive.
I always thought it was Diablo DLC.
Yeah, no, well, the thing I like about this game, and I said on Umbra's show, The Fix, yesterday, was I do like the fact it's more pulled out, like it's further out, whereas I feel like Diablo 4 is a bit too close to your character in comparison to some of the other Diablo games I've played. So I would like to adjust my field of vision.
Well, there you go. There should be an option, a zooming option.
Currently not. I think they'll add that in. But this looked good, and guess what? The studio who makes it, guess where they hail from?
I don't know.
England?
New Zealand.
I've heard of that place before. Where is it?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a fictional place of Middle Earth. Doesn't exist.
I think Australia shit it out.
No, that's Tasmania.
Yeah, that's Sorry,
Where
Boba.
Boba's at.
Yeah, I was like, sorry, Boba. I hope you're enjoying it. Those photos you showed looked good, Boba, on Twitter. So yeah,
That's too cold. Fuck that.
it's snow. I love it.
No.
Anyone got anything to add about Path of Exile 2? I'm excited. I love these type of games, so it's something that I'm definitely keen to play. No release date though.
No release date.
But we're going to hear more about it in end of July. Yeah, we're going to hear more about Path of Exile 2 end of July. That's the other thing about the showcase. There were lots of showcase announcements in the showcase.
Yeah, that's actually quite interesting because you wouldn't think that he would want people to promote their shows on his platform, but hey, I guess if they're paying, he'll take it. And it's not a bad thing to give us gamers an update and that. So what I was really impressed about, actually, and found it pretty cool, was the fact that they had those Samsung TV ads throughout the show, which was...
Game Pass.
Exactly, yeah. It had Game Pass and it said, no console required, and you can just have the app and all that. So I reckon that was really good and positive advertising for Xbox.
Yeah.
Obviously Samsung as well, but I don't care about Samsung. so that was cool. And I saw that ad a couple of times throughout the show. So it's good that it's actually happening.
Yeah, because I did notice Xbox didn't really show up to it. They didn't bother, did they? They thought we're going to save it for our own show. We're not going to do a Sony. We're going to save it for our own show.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. They want to take the thunder away from their own show. Yeah. So,
do you know what's funny, guys? Is there was an accidental leak of Atlus's Persona games on Instagram or wherever it was, and this was trending higher than this on Twitter.
I think they actually showed it on the show because I spotted it out and put it on Twitter when it first popped up.
No, it wasn't on the show. This is for Xbox's showcase because they were announcing that the games are coming day one to Game Pass, and so it shouldn't have been leaked. So someone stuffed it up, but to say that was trending, like 2 games were trending more than a showcase, is quite surprising about how bad that showcase was. I'm gonna point that out.
Yeah, fair enough.
Those JRPGs that were natively to PlayStation, now Xbox is getting them first, so Phil's been doing his stuff in Japan.
Yeah. And look, like people said, there's a lot of the things that have shown we already sort of knew about anyway,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We've sort of heard or seen a lot of this stuff before. It does give gameplay it's some of a bit of a deeper dive, and you had some people like Ed Boon talk about the game at the end there. So it's just more sort of flushed out as opposed to broad, which I mean, it's not a bad thing. It would be nice to have things that we haven't really heard of or seen, something a bit bigger.
Well,
but
it's hard because you're looking at the industry as a whole, right? And how many games do we know that are really, really coming in the next few years? We know, like, there's not a lot. There's a lot of games that we know, but like, there's not a lot that we announce. It's like for a roadmap for just games in general. I feel like people are holding back. They're holding their cards tight. They're really making sure they've got this good in the gameplay sorted before they kind of reveal or talk about stuff. I feel like that's what's happening at the moment because right now the industry is under a little bit of scrutiny. But yeah,
we'll get there. It'll start to pick up steam.
Yeah,
this is probably the first year where it's gonna then pick up.
So you're gonna be playing Diablo on Steam then, if it's gonna start picking up steam?
No.
Sorry, I'm fired. I'm not allowed to be on a podcast again anymore, guys.
Fark said Doomy was on Boom Show. And
yes.
She said.
Who?
Doom Cutie.
Yeah. Just remove the cutie. He's 6'4" risky apparently. Straight Doom.
Anyway. Yeah.
And I thought that as well. But Jeff, Grey Monad mentions that Jeff looked bored. I thought at some points he just did like he wanted to be there. He didn't let in. I think
too long.
He must know it was in his show and all. And he must know
it went
in his
too
head,
long.
This ain't hitting. People are not going to enjoy this. It ain't hitting.
Like we've got
maybe it's just high.
Yeah, we got Street Fighter 6 next,
maybe
and they had a Exo Primal collaboration, and that's coming out in fall 2023. So the game's already out, so you're going to get some new skins and such.
Skins.
What was that?
Skins. You're going to get some new skins and such.
What game was it?
Yeah, Street Fighter 6 was shown next.
Oh yeah,
with the Exo Primal collaboration. Yeah.
Day one Game Pass. It said. No, it did. It said day one on Game Pass.
What? Street Fighter?
And that thingy collab. It said it's day one on Game Pass. Let me look it up.
Probably the collaboration. No, I don't know. Yeah, you look it up. I didn't see a day one on Game Pass for this. While you're looking that up, after that we got Dead by Daylight. And that was nothing to talk about major other than Nicolas Cage was on stage, and even he couldn't save the show. And I love Nicolas Cage. I was really hoping he'll do a Bees impression because that would have just solidified it for me.
But hang on, Red, just to go back. Yeah, so the Exo Primal / Street Fighter, it does say at the very, very end, play it day one with Xbox Game Pass.
Ooh, okay, that's an improvement. That's exciting. Play it day one.
Yeah.
When it popped up, I said it on Twitter. I said day one Game Pass.
Yeah. So I thought you were specifically just talking about Street Fighter 6, but
no, it's day one on Game Pass. So
there you go. Well, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's pretty decent.
Nicolas Cage, huh? Yeah. Everyone starts laughing and shit, and they're like, "What the?"
I love him. I do. I mean, he's one of those actors who sometimes he can actually play anyone else but himself, and then majority of the time he's just playing himself, and he's playing himself in here. So, well done.
Have either of you guys played Dead by Daylight?
Refuse to because it's a horror style game, and I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I thought I'd give it a try. This is going back sometime last year, and I played a couple of hours of it, and it's okay. It's kind of like it felt like an indie game that's just somehow. Maybe because of the horror aspect of it that it's grown, but
there's not much to it.
Not really. You've really just got to avoid the bad guy or whatever, Jason Voorhees or whoever is in the first one, and essentially just try and stay in the light and try and save people and get out, kind of thing. So
not my cup of tea.
What makes it worse as well, I think, is that there's people that love the game and know life the game. And when you play it and you come across those people, you just get destroyed. Like, if they play the villain, the bad guy, they've powered him up so much, and he's got so much stuff in that, leveled him up, they're like really good at him. And you just don't get a chance. I've been in teams where he just wipes out the team in like minutes. Just goes boom, boom, around. It's just So yeah, it's one of those games that if you're not in it from the beginning, you've not leveled up and improved your character and stuff like that. It is really hard. It's a right struggle. And it just gets
he's a new playable, survivable character in the game.
yeah, he's in this. Yeah, so
That's pretty cool.
Then after this, we got a Witcher Season 3 trailer. Didn't need to be here, but the trailer was fire. Just want to point that out. The trailer was fire, but it didn't need to be here. Netflix is having their own showcase, right? Maybe it's to build hype for their showcase? Who knows?
You talking about Witchfire?
No, The Witcher 3 had a trailer during the showcase.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, where was that? Because you must have skipped forward.
No, after Dead by Daylight, before Witchfire, they had The Witcher 3 trailer.
yeah, it did.
Did they?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
it did.
I wrote it down in the order of things of showing up, but I didn't do a list for us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
TV shows.
Yeah, so they had a TV show trailer. Honestly, the trailer was fire, but like it's the last season that he's in, and it really did not need to be here. I know he's filling things out, and it's ad revenue and whatever else he's doing, so he can put on the show and make this big extravaganza. But like, as gamers, like, no,
No.
just no.
I think people are going to be put off because they know he's going. So I don't think many are tuning. I think people already switched off to it.
Yeah, Keanu was greater than greater than Cage. I agree with you there. Keanu is going to be greater than everyone who could ever be on show. Yeah.
Yeah. What else was there?
After that, we had Witchfire, which was gameplay and CGI. That's coming out on the 20th of September. There's lots of games coming out in September.
I
So
thought that was
many.
Like a pirate game. I thought it was a Crossbones game. You know the Crossbones game?
I think you can get a crossbow in it.
Yeah, you know that Crossbones game that was meant to be this Sea of Thieves killer that never come out.
Skull and Bones.
Skull and Bones, that's it.
Hell, that's a
Yeah,
pirate game. This was not a
that's-
pirate game.
This is a shooter.
They had pirate music on.
Like,
And it's used in Blunderbuss.
they look completely different. Elite, were you awake looking at any of this?
No.
Yeah, I thought they'd maybe done something, updated it. Oh, J-Rock's here. Welcome. Oh, and Fizz as well.
Yeah, welcome.
guys.
Just if you've missed it, Elite mistook Witchfire for Skull and Bones, so you know.
Well, I thought they might have, because it's been so long. I thought it was going to say Crossbones, but it wasn't.
No, we saw Witchfire previously. Yeah.
Oh, we wanted to do that.
Yeah.
It looked okay.
Then we had the best game out. That was a PlayStation VR 2 title, Crossfire Sierra Squad. So it had a co-op option. It's obviously third party. It's VR. It's VR. It's got a closer release window for August 2023 than the actual PlayStation Showcase did, and I think it's not just a PlayStation VR exclusive. I think it's coming out to other headsets. It would need to be able to survive.
It's on Steam.
Yeah, there you go. It's coming to Steam. But like, why did you not have a release window on your showcase, Sony?
Exactly right. Like, they just made so many mistakes.
August 2023 is when this game is due to come out. Don't know when exactly, but that's when it's due. Should have been on your showcase.
Yeah, it might have got one more point.
Looking at these two showcases, like PlayStation Showcase, I want to now drop down a lot. This showcase, I want to drop down a lot of my initial thoughts because, like, I'm just so disappointed with them. Like, there were some really good games in some of them, but they're not enough to go like this is. They're just bad.
Yeah,
Bad
there's a
shows.
lot of same games as well.
Yeah.
Those sort of MMO type games. There was a lot of them, which was interesting. But was Focus Entertainment had quite a few games on screen.
They had quite a few. Yeah, you're right.
Didn't they?
They did indeed.
I was like, another one. What the hell? So yeah, they've obviously had a backlog that they need to fill, and they've decided to push them all out onto this. So that's good for them, I guess. This Focus Entertainment makes some, pretty good games.
They showed Crossfire. The Crossfire VR, didn't they?
Yeah, Crossfire Sierra
yeah.
Squad, which what we were talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, but they had the Spider-Man. I can't think of it. It was a game. It was a series. The whole show was boring, wasn't it?
Well, the highlight for
Spider-Man
me
release date.
was Sonic.
Yeah, Sonic.
Because I'm an old school Sonic fan, so
Yeah.
the
That
fact
looked
that they're
cool.
doing a 2D or side-scrolling 3D looking game with better graphics, updated graphics, and sort of legacy gameplay
Yeah.
pretty much is pretty cool. So I'll pick that up at some point, and that's launching. They said fall this year, so that's what could be September, October, or November.
Yeah.
So pretty cool.
But at the end of the day, nothing really stood out, did it? Especially
No,
not Final Fantasy VII Part 2.
especially not that.
Yeah, especially that.
Well, what about Alan Wake 2? I mean, is there any hype for that for you guys?
Yeah.
Did you guys play the first one?
I tried. I got scared and I turned it off.
Oh, stop it.
I'm not joking. I did.
It
It looked good. It looked good. Alan Wake 2 looked good. Yeah.
The gameplay looks very much the same, which is probably good because they had that sort of, it worked for the game. And then obviously in the gameplay, you sort of see they go into this like shed or room, and there's one of those bad guys who looks, again, very similar to the first game, and they back out. And they are spongy a little bit, but that's kind of the gameplay mechanic to make it sort of scary. I would have ran back to that light that you see in the background because they can't come into the light, and then just shot them from there. But anyway,
I did use the light, but then the story was creepy. Like the investigation piece. Yeah. I was like,
that's the whole idea.
That's why I didn't like it. I'm a wuss. The game,
Big wuss.
Yeah, the game did look like it looked really good. I do like the art style. I'm glad we got to see some more gameplay on it, and I feel like it should have also. And I know they're needing to push it because it's going everywhere. But PlayStation, you had this. Yes, you had the trailer for it, but you could have had more gameplay in your showcase, and it would have just made it that much better.
Yep.
The art style, I was like, I love Remedy and the way they do their games. I do. They do make them beautiful. But I was like, I would like to see Remedy's take on just a character model for John Wick. I'd love to see what they do for him. I think they'll do a good job.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I want to see. I don't want them to make the game. I just want to see them do a character model for him.
Okay.
But we had Remnant 2, which is coming out in July, on July 25th, 2023. That was CGI and gameplay on there, and that's going everywhere. Did you play Remnant 1, Ashtray?
Not that I can recall, no.
Have any of us played it? I know that I've been in parties where people consistently talk really... they talk about some really good things about that game, and they're really hyped for this. I've never played it, so I can't really tell if it's going to be good or not. Yeah. Has anyone played the first game in the chat, guys? What do you guys think? Are you excited for number 2? It's coming out soon.
Could be good. Who knows? I don't know. Don't know a lot about it, to be honest with you. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what it's like. It's co-op by the look of it, so that's something.
Yeah, I think the first one was co-op as well. But I don't know if it was just 2-player co-op. This looked like it might be 3 or 4-player co-op, actually. Looked quite good. I love those. Any chance I can play video games with other people, yeah.
Sounds good. What was after that? The Sonic game was after that. That looks cool. What was after that? There was some Japanese game.
Should we just
I
skip on
don't know.
text?
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog, that Honkai Star Rail, which is a mobile game that's coming to console and PC. Not
Lies
interested.
of P.
Lies of P. This looks good.
Yeah,
Not going to play
it. Didn't
though,
show.
to be
It didn't
honest.
show me enough, to be honest with you.
There's a demo out. Grab the demo. Try the demo.
Yeah, I'll have to, because what they showed on screen didn't really do much for me. I mean, it looks nice, but there wasn't a hell of a lot of actual gameplay there.
No, there wasn't. I feel like we got more gameplay in some of the previous reveals. But that's got if you pre-order it, it's got 72 hours, early access. It's also releasing the same day as Mortal Kombat.
Well, it's a different type of game, though,
I know.
right? So you're going to have different
I
people
just
that,
can't believe
like me, that's not really interested in fighting games would prefer to pick this up over that.
Yeah.
So you're going to have a different audience. So releasing on the same date or the same
Not gonna
time or
make much
same month
difference,
is not
but
going to matter.
The month of September is looking stacked because you got Starfield in there as well. Like, wow.
Starfield's going to overshadow everything.
You had
So,
yes.
oh, go on.
What were you going to add,
Go,
Elite? I was jumping ahead to the next game.
Oh, go on. Yeah, just jump ahead then.
I was talking about Akira Toriyama's game, Sandland, which is based off a manga of the same title, and that was on UE5. CGI and gameplay. You could just, as soon as you saw it, the art style was like, yeah, this is him. This is him.
Well, it's like cell shaded almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually thought it was going to be some other. I thought it was going to be like Dragon Ball or even another Dragon Quest game, but no, completely different. So I don't know what. I've never watched or read this manga, so I don't know if it's any good. But I'm interested. I love the art style, so I'm always interested.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of game it actually is though. Is it an open world?
Looked a little open worldy. Yeah. We need to see more about it. I think it was its first showing, maybe. So, yeah.
Oh well, if it's open world and you sort of go around and complete tasks and stuff, that could be cool.
Then they had
I like cell shaded stuff as well. So
yeah. Then they had a teaser trailer for Indie Showcase on June 29th. So good for these guys getting that view. And then we had Throne and Liberty, which is an MMO, CGI and gameplay was shown. And I can't remember if there was a date because I kind of started getting bored of writing things down at this point because the show wasn't amazing. Did anyone see this, or is it just a generic medieval game that fell into the wasteland in your background and you're like, meh, we'll see what...
Yeah, it felt like that. Yeah, it did.
Elite?
It sort of felt like samey same.
Yeah, it did, right?
Yeah. A lot of the games, when I was watching it, I thought a lot of this stuff just looks samey.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for the Xbox Showcase. Please, after the 2 showcases we've just had, do something right. Come on.
I was just going to say, if this showcase absolutely knocks out of the park and destroys everything, should they just bring back E3? Because obviously Sony and Jeff are just not it. And then they collab to destroy E3 so they can do their own shows and that. But they just can't do shows. They're just awful. So bring back E3 if this works.
They're probably only as good as their content, right? And they don't have any.
Yeah. No. So just go back to E3. Just do E3 again. Do your own shows. They're shit. Just go back to E3.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I'd prefer E3, but it was just too costly. I think
because there was no hype over this show. I didn't realise it was on. There's just no hype.
That's because Atlas overshadowed the hype.
But there was there? But there was no one talking about it. There's nothing on Twitter. I think everyone didn't forgot about it. Didn't realise it was happening.
All 4 of the games that you've put in your thing are not going to be at the Xbox Showcase. By the way, Elite. I think none of them are going to show up.
None.
I don't think I don't think we're going to see Indiana Jones. I don't think we're going to see Contraband. I don't think we're going to see Everwild, and I don't think we're going to see Perfect Dark.
No.
Yeah, don't think we're going to see any of them.
Should we just go straight on to the Xbox Showcase? What happened?
We saw Warhaven next, which was meh. Then you got Party Animals after that. That might be fun for a community game night.
That's true.
Well, we've got to try and fill up a bit of time too, man.
Yeah, man, I'm trying to Jeff Keighley this shit, okay? Okay.
Shit.
Dying Light, nothing was shown. It was just someone talking about it, the community practice manager or whatever. And I was like, why are you here if you're not showing anything? Other than what was... Yeah, no, they didn't show anything. Crash Team Rumble. You guys here for that? Toys for Bob game? Activision game? No?
No.
We mentioned the Witcher TV series.
We haven't even talked about Twisted Metal yet, no. I was trying to forget that was shown.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I feel like we're all being abused right now and we're trying to forget everything.
Poor Anthony Mackie.
After Crash Team Rumble, you had the Alan Wake 2, which we talked about, and I'm really sorry for saying the John Wick thing to you, Bushido. I realise it's blasphemy saying that, but I think that they could make him look really cool. That's all. I want to see a character model. I apologise. Warhammer 40k.
Yeah, we keep hearing about this
Space
friggin'
Marine
game.
2. I am so excited for this game. I played it on the 360, the original game, and I can't wait. It's taken how long to get a sequel? About time. Yeah. Probably, if that game's good, I might know life that as well. I can't stop playing Diablo 4. So you're lucky I'm even here, guys.
Yeah.
We'll be on the next topic.
Yeah. This was Focus Entertainment. Like you said, I think they showed so many games. We have Yes Your Grace. This is called Snowfall. So this is the sequel to Yes Your Grace, which came out on Game Pass last year and also on Steam and such. I'm actually looking forward to that. If you haven't played the original game, it's actually quite cool. Obviously stylized, indie, pixelated sort of world, but I'm excited for this, and so I just wanted to kind of give that some more light. Yeah.
Meh.
Yeah,
John
you go,
Carpenter's Toxic Commando.
Again, focus entertainment.
Yep. Not really my thing, but yep, that was there.
Alright, but it looked very generic.
Well,
didn't
it didn't show a lot again, really, did
Yeah,
it?
no, it was just a trailer. Baldur's Gate 3, we already knew the date for that, August 31st, and so we got to see that again. That was more focused on like development side around the voice acting and such, but that game is going to slap. I know it is. It's going to do really, really well.
Yeah, probably.
The announcement,
It's only on PlayStation.
the announcement Elite's been waiting for me to talk about was Spider-Man 2 date announcement. They should have just ended the showcase there.
Oh, and who's playing Venom? Ooh, you have to play the game to find out who's playing Venom.
Yeah, basically, no one knows who's playing
No,
Venom.
it-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Side note: if anyone knows about the comics, there's been several people playing Venom. So just you can just Google it and you'll probably find out.
No,
who's
they
playing
said
Venom.
it's not anyone in the comics or the
Yeah.
show or anything like that. They said it's not anyone from there. So
Yeah, they made up their own thing, and so that means it's they're gonna make it someone stupid.
yeah, it's going to be EliteGamingGuru playing Conan.
It's
Yeah.
gonna
It'll be Jeff
someone-
Keighley.
Yeah, it probably will be, won't it? Or it'll be someone like Gwen Stacy or something stupid like that, or mix something in or twist something in, so it's someone like that. Yeah, it's gonna be silly. I can see it now. It's just gonna be someone stupid. It's not gonna be. someone decent.
Before we continue though, shout out to the chat for everyone's in here. Sappho, Mr. Bushudo, J-Rock, fuck you. It's Timmy. And we've had Boba Fett in there. We have got a whole heap of other people that I just can't read.
Fizz
or see.
Pain.
Fizz Pain, Gromanoid. Appreciate you guys. Hit that like button, share it out, and yeah, let's talk about the rest of this trash showcase. What were your thoughts, Ashtray, on the Spider-Man 2 showing?
Well, they didn't really, again, show that much. And the date, well, again, they should have just told us the date at the shitty PlayStation showcase. And that would have, again, made that shitty showcase a slightly better
Slightly less shitty?
showcase.
Just slightly less shitty.
It's like, I think I do agree with the Elite. They needed to drop something, so they're like, screw it, come up with a date. We're going to hit it. We'll launch it regardless.
They had-
20th of...
I think
Yep.
they had to tease things out. I really think they did. I think because they don't have a lot coming later, they really were like, we'll give them the game and then we'll tease it out a little 2 weeks later for the date. I'm like, it's 2 weeks. Don't mess with your bloody fan base.
Don't you think it'd be smarter to
Have it
drop
on
the
your
date
showcase.
then, but then show extended gameplay on this?
I mean, they
would have been,
they
yeah.
could have done that. They could have shown
Easily.
new gameplay because the gameplay we saw in the background was just the gameplay that was at the PlayStation showcase anyway. Because
Which shows that they just threw it together quickly. That's what I mean. They
Yeah.
just threw it together. And just
It makes more sense. You have it at your showcase. You drop the date there, and then without saying anything, you just release a bit more gameplay through this, just to keep the hype, the momentum going. And it's that simple. It's really not that hard to do. I just don't understand why all these people in the gaming industry can't figure this shit out. It's basic stuff.
Well,
It's really not hard. So
to make a mockery
yeah,
of their
I
own
think it's-
showcase.
I think it was more lame than anything to drop a date at a third-party showcase 2 weeks later.
2 weeks later, yeah, 2 weeks later. Why? Like, how? 2 weeks later. Like, honestly, the PlayStation fan
lame.
babies, or just PlayStation gamers in general, must have been pissed as hell about this not being at their showcase, the date.
the opposite. They all celebrated it.
Well, they celebrated because they got a date, but I would have been pissed as hell that this wasn't it. Like, if Xbox did this, I'd be like, WTF, what the are you guys doing? Like, that's a massive L. No
It
matter how
is.
you look at it, it's a massive L.
It is. It is.
Can we just talk
What
about...
else was there?
Can we just talk about the new Pokemon game that's taking the world by storm because they've added, like, guns? So Power World. I thought this was a fucking meme when it first was announced. Like those those leaks and such, but no.
It is just like a Pokemon
Game
rip-off with guns.
I'm going to play it. I'm going to play it. It looks funny as hell, but I'm just like, are you serious? Like, we were talking on Umbra Show, how are they not getting sued? For how similar the characters look to actual Pokemon and shit.
I know, yeah, they look very much the same. I don't know how they're doing it either. Maybe because they don't have Pikachu in it.
Yeah.
They can get away with it, but yeah, that is very, very much the same kind of art style, isn't it?
Yep.
But to have that with guns, it's weird.
Well, I'm just like, do you know what? I said it yesterday. I was like, they probably had like a Wheel of Fortune sign up, and they were just like figuring out what they were going to do with the game, and they just had random things written on it and spinning the wheel, and they got Pokemon characters, and you're like, yes, and then they spun it again, and they got guns, and they were like, that's it, that's the game we're making.
Well, lucky they didn't land on dildos. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. That would have been a tough one to swallow. Sorry, guys.
That's not what you've heard, Elite.
Charmander with an AK-47, yes. J-Rock, yes.
That Charmander should have a rocket launcher.
Oh, fuck's sakes.
Hasta la vista, baby. Give me an Arnold voiceover.
Oh, you just know that people are going to play that game for how ridiculous this game is. Like, it's going to do well.
Was it on Game Pass, I say?
No. The announcement that they had was January 2024 early accesses are going to be available. Yeah, so it's going to launch in early access from my understanding. Don't know where it's launching because they didn't have a lot of information on that, and if they did, I didn't write it down in time. It was a long showcase, and I was like, I need to kind of prepare myself before the fix, and I was just rushing through stuff.
Yeah, fair enough. Next one was Black Desert Land of the Morning Light.
Yeah.
Again, another kind of...
This is a new expansion, yeah.
It's just the same. We've seen this kind of gameplay throughout the whole show, it felt like to me.
Korean
by this
MMO,
stage.
Right? From my understanding, Black Desert is? Yeah. June 14th.
So, I don't know. Didn't think too much of that. Then, Lord of the Rings.
Return to Moria.
Yeah, not the one that you're thinking of, Elite. What did you think of that, Red?
Anything's better than Gollum, so that's a win in my book. I don't know. I wish it had a more. The stylized art style for it, whatever. Yep, cool. So it means it ages all right, but I wish it was more realistic. Yeah, I don't know. It just there's something dark and gritty about Lord of the Rings and that IP and that world, and it just didn't have it.
It looked like an Xbox One, early Xbox One, late 360 kind of game to me. It just didn't really. It didn't feel like it looked like Lord of the Rings aesthetics and stuff to me.
It might.
I don't know what they were thinking.
It might be fine. You never know. I mean, it can't do any worse than Golem. So yeah.
True.
No. Poor Golem. It's just gone in that game. It's just dead, isn't it?
Yeah. They took.
May as well be.
Yeah, he killed himself. Sorry, guys.
But we said ages ago, didn't we? Right from the beginning, who wants to play that game? Why did you make it? Who?
No one asked for it.
In the writing room said, what game should you make? A Gollum game. Yeah, Gollum. Someone must have said why. Why? Who wants to play Gollum? Hands up. Who wants to play Gollum?
Like, it would have been interesting to do his origin story, right? About how he became Gollum and stuff. That might have been more... Like, it's a Telltale series. Might have been more interesting.
Yeah, Telltale maybe, but no.
After that, we had a mobile game, Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, and I love the word Ever Crisis because that's what I feel like Square Enix is in this Ever Crisis mode.
They've done it to themselves, so fuck them.
Themselves, yeah.
Self-inflicted.
So they couldn't have named the title any better, Ever Crisis. Yeah. Makes me laugh that they called it this, and they didn't see that people were going to realise that that's how they're seeing Square Enix at the moment.
Yeah. Oh well, that's their problem. Then another Focus Entertainment game.
Yeah,
I mean, seriously, they really had the showcase on lockdown, didn't they?
They did.
What was it called? Banish's Ghost of New Eden.
Yeah, that's the second time we've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, something else that I've noticed throughout the showcase, the majority of the games are that kind of, a lot of them are that medieval kind of look to them.
Yeah.
So if it's not zombies and stuff, it's medieval looks. And this is kind of a bit of a mixture of both, to me anyway.
Or it's not just medieval. It's what's that other stage before it where you've got the kind of colonials type of, like Salem witch hunty type of. I feel that sort
I don't know what that's called, but yeah.
I can't remember what that one's called, but yeah, it's kind of got that vibe to it. I agree. This game looks good though because we saw it at the Game Awards last year, I think, a trailer for it, and I'm excited because this is a Don't Nod game, so Don't Nod are doing it, and it's coming to it's going everywhere. It's next gen only from what I could tell. They've no date for it, but I am excited to see what happens with it. I love Don't Nod games, so.
I like third-person games, but it looks linear, and I don't really care for linear that much these days.
Fair enough.
So I might check it out, but I like freedom of open worlds where I can do anything. So this looks very linear. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, anyone else hyped for that game? If they are,
Just me,
let us know in the chat.
Yeah, just me.
So do a poll.
You can do whatever you like. It's your show.
Yeah.
Then another drop of Like a Dragon.
Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name.
The art style is exactly the same as all previous games.
Mm-hmm.
and the mechanics look exactly the same as well. So if you're a big fan of these games, I think you're going to really like it.
November 9th,
sure.
It had a date. November 9th this year is its release date. Yeah, not too bad. Sega, not too bad.
Sega.
You'd be good at ASMR.
What?
Don't know what that is.
Yeah, I think it's a sexual thing.
It sounded like it.
Yeah.
It's like something meridian sensory something response.
I think
Don't
it's
worry
puts a
about
bag over your head, and then you suffocating, and then
That's not
What?
that. That's something
What
else,
the
Elite,
hell?
and I think you need to go get some counselling.
There's definitely some kind of counselling needed.
Like a Dragon, I'm going to say it looked good, and if you're a big fan of that, jump in, give it a go, because it's coming out in November. Yeah, well done. I think it's a good mix. Under the Waves float.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to play this if you don't like small spaces type of feeling.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks like a puzzle game. I'm not really sure. This is the first time I've seen it. I don't know if they've showed it previously.
It looked like another game
it's
that's
like
released.
Like a bit of an exploration
What's that
puzzle game.
What was that submarine? No, the underwater one. Oh, I'm trying to think of what it was called. But it looked like that. Maybe someone in the chat remembers what that game was called. But it kind of looked like that. I'm like, are they doing a sequel? But I don't think they are. I think it's a completely different studio and a completely different game. So, who knows?
okay.
I know what
Subnautica?
Yeah, it's Subnautica. It reminded me a bit of like Subnautica, I think. Yeah. A bit. But
yeah,
Elite,
I know what you mean.
Elite, I know what you're lifing next. Modern Warfare Warzone has Season 4 coming out on June 14th. So COD has a Season 4 coming out for you. You excited?
I don't really play COD, to be honest.
I thought you only play online games. Oh, you can only play Conan.
Take the S out of that.
Online game?
I play Diablo.
Oh, he is playing an online game. Yeah, Diablo. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, okay.
That's true.
You've expanded your horizons. Just everyone, clap your hands in the chat for Elite expanding his horizons. Sorry, I'm being such an arsehole today.
Just today?
Just today.
Wow. No. But what did you guys think about the Porsche X or Porsche, however the hell you want to say it?
75th Porsche
Xbox.
stuff.
Yeah. What'd you guys think of that?
They were
Well,
Xboxes,
Xboxes, yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm. There's different aesthetics to them. You can't buy them though.
Limited
whatever.
edition. I don't. How many are there? Because they look to be. Because they're all designed off actual Porsche cars.
Yeah.
Every design was designed off that. I'm glad it's not on the Xbox Showcase. Don't be at the Xbox Showcase. I'm glad it was here.
Yeah,
It just sounds weird as well.
but I don't know. Colors are a bit different.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're based off those cars, and those cars are a bit the color. Like if you go look at them, because they showed in the trailer the different cars that you were getting. Like you could see the designs were based off. I was like, yeah, those are Porsche designs, all right. I think it's probably a good collaboration, and I think it's part and part due to probably more Forza Motorsport. I reckon, like Turn 10 is probably the reason why they managed to get this as a deal.
Oh yeah, okay.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. Maybe, yeah. There's a good opportunity that's the case. You can't buy them, but you have to enter a sweepstakes, which so you can win them. But so it'd be very, very limited. So what you see on the screen or what you saw on the showcase is what you see is what you get.
Well, I think
So
there's some Porsche fans who are probably there going, "I'm hyped for that. I love that. Whatever it is, not really my thing." But I'm glad it wasn't at the Xbox showcase. As the show's up at the Xbox showcase. Huge L for me. Huge L.
yeah, look, there's nothing wrong with it if it's just like a short announcement and it's not a focus, but it won't be there, and that's why it was here.
Yes.
So there's
Smart
nothing
thinking,
to
Xbox.
worry about.
Smart thinking. Aaron Greenberg, you can stay. No, I'm kidding.
So realistically, Xbox was sort of scattered throughout this whole showcase, low key, but it was there, and it was there. It was they were there more than Sony. Prove me wrong. I mean, yeah, they had the Spider-Man announcement, but who cares? Other than that, Xbox was sprinkled throughout the whole showcase, which was good.
Yeah, they just didn't make a big thing of it. But actually, on the sidelines, there was a lot of the games were coming to Game Pass and things like that day one.
There. Greyman had said all winning Porsche teams. That's what the designs are from.
The winning. Okay, yep.
So the winning teams, the winning cars. Yeah, that makes sense.
Next game was Fee Farm. If I'm saying that correct. Fee Farm.
Yeah.
That looks like it's Elite's type of game with that kind of
PC
cartoony
and Nintendo,
graphics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love kind. Yeah.
September 8th release date. And if you know, just snap you out of falling asleep out of the showcase, they had Marvel Snap after that. And so there's a free update coming on June 13th. I don't know.
Marvel Snap.
Yeah, Marvel Snap, the mobile game.
Yeah. I know. I played it.
Yeah, where you snap your phone in half. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was quite good for mobile games.
Yeah, it is quite good for mobile games. I mean, it got like an award last year, right, at the Game Awards?
Yeah.
Then we had King Arthur's Legends Rise, and I was like, oh, okay, whatever this is. And as soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, this is not a console game, but it's a PC and mobile game. It's out now, and it's RPG. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like I said before, we're going to be seeing more mobile games going forward. It's just the way of the industry. They need to expand.
Who can play RPGs on their phone, though? That's what I always confuse that.
I don't know.
It must be so hard to play an RPG on your phone, do you think?
No, not really.
Maybe they play it on tablets instead. I don't know.
FPS, yeah, maybe so.
Because the screens are too small.
I didn't see any like actual proper gameplay sort of stuff with it. To see exactly how it was going to look on a phone or anything. But I think they've probably scaled it to work fine on a phone. But it's also coming to PC. I'm like, all right, interesting fact there. After that, we had Wayfinder. That's coming everywhere.
That's what she said.
PC, so Steam, PS4 and PS5 at the moment. UE5 title. Doesn't look to have an Xbox announcement, but I feel like we've seen this before, and I feel like it is coming to Xbox, so maybe I'm going crazy.
And again, it's more cartoony, but it's still got that medieval kind of look to it again.
Yeah.
Like everything has that. It's crazy.
It's got that Mortal Phoenix Rising art style to it, eh? Yeah.
Yep.
After that... Yep, sorry.
No, you go. I was going to say Star Trek Infinite. That was shown next.
You're missing the Fortnite Unreal creator, the Stellaris thing, and the Paradox... Oh, Trash Scavengers game. But we'll skip those because it's not really worth talking about, guys.
Yeah.
Star Trek Infinite. Yeah.
I thought people would be a little bit more excited about Star Trek.
Yeah.
You know, people like space and shit.
I'm a Star Trek fan. I'm a Star Trek fan, and this didn't move the needle. Like, give me 7 of 9. Give me 7 of 9 any day, and that'll move the needle.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's what we need to see. We need to see one of the guys at the front row, like Colt or someone, just to lift their top up over the head and just run up and down the front of the stage. Go, fuck yeah, Xbox.
I've got 6 minutes.
Okay. After that, we had Twisted Metal TV show. What did you think, Ashtray?
Trash.
Elite.
Yeah, it didn't do anything for me. Wasn't interested.
Then we had Lisfanga.
Again, maybe.
Yeah, we had Lisfanga.
Yeah.
The Time Shift Warrior. I don't know what that game is.
That could be something.
It could be something, but I think we need to see more on it.
Yeah.
We saw Immortals of Avium again for the 15th time, which should have just been at the Ubisoft showcase, but I know why it's here, because it's probably going to get more views than it would on the Ubisoft showcase. So
True.
Yeah. But it should have only been at the Ubisoft showcase. They didn't need that. I do want to play it, so yeah.
Yeah, that looks interesting.
Fortnite Wilds trailer, so Chapter 4 Season 3 was out. I'm pretty sure we've seen something about this. We already knew it was coming. And then the pinnacle of the showcase, the piece we were all waiting for that actually made it, part 2 of PlayStation's showcase 2 weeks later, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So remake part 2. Thoughts, guys?
Everyone's been waiting for, apparently.
With bated breath.
It's true. Everyone's been waiting for it, all gamers. This is the big build-up we've been waiting for. Final Fantasy Rebirth.
Imagine if they showed that and then they showed Hellblade after it. Hellblade would have killed it.
Yeah.
Hellblade would have annihilated Final Fantasy VII.
I just couldn't believe the audacity of the man when he said that, and then it finished with that.
I couldn't believe this wasn't on.
How he kept a straight face, I don't know.
I couldn't believe this wasn't on PlayStation. He
got paid
showcase.
too.
But yeah, Ashtray, you've got to go in like a couple of minutes. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, look, I haven't really been playing Fortnite for a long time, so I might jump into this because it's a new map, so that might reinvigorate me because the last map was trash compared to all the previous maps that I've played. So I'm looking forward to that. So I might jump in, and plus you've got Autobots. So they're putting Transformers in there, so that's kind of cool. And then Final Fantasy could not give any fucks about that whatsoever. Never played it, never enjoyed it. And it is lame that that's what they finished on. They should have had something that was stronger. I mean, for Christ's sake, even if they finished on the Spider-Man release date, would have probably been better than finishing on Final Fantasy remake of a rehash of a reboot. And it was just a disappointing ending to the show. Jen
just said, "Who are these people that care about Final Fantasy? I've never met one of them." They're there.
I don't know. They're popular in Japan. They never sell well outside of Japan that much. So I don't
typically.
I don't get this. No. So I just don't get the hype of it and all the fake hype on Twitter. People going, "Yeah, I'm buying this day one."
Because it's PlayStation, right?
Yeah, but none of them will buy it. It's all like, we get this. You're jealous.
Yeah,
this should have been at their showcase. This should have been at PlayStation Showcase. That's where it felt like it belonged because of where it showed previously, and it's there will be a timed exclusivity deal around it being not available on PC right away, but it's gonna be on PlayStation. Like
it's
why
gonna be on 2 friggin' discs.
Even if it was just a quick, it is gonna be on 2 discs. Even if it was just a quick, hey, and then go look at we're going to have an extended gameplay thing at the Summer of GameFest show, would have made their showcase 1,000 times better if they had this on it, because you know how much that community loves Final Fantasy VII.
I'm going to have to wind that in. I don't think it would be 1,000 times better.
I mean, it would have. It couldn't have got worse, Elite. It couldn't have got worse. It could have only gone up from there.
Worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, only gone up just a slight sort of digit.
But the final announcement, though, guys, that wasn't even at the showcase, that I told was trending over the showcase, the Atlas Persona 3 remake leak. The Atlas Persona, is it Persona 5? Was it? Oh, I can't think. Tactical game or whatever it was. That leaked, and that overshadowed this whole showcase. And that was meant to be at Xbox's thing, so it's still going to be there. But, like, that's insane. I think Xbox is, I think we're going to have a good show. I think we are.
I think we will. Yep, absolutely.
You've got, 5 seconds left, Ashtray. Anything else you want to say before you go?
No, not really. You guys enjoy the last topic. I think you guys are going to talk about the Xbox showcase. That I'm hyped for it. They realistically, they can't really fuck it up. I can't see how they could. It's going to be probably the best showcase they've ever done, and they've had some really good ones, previous to the last year. Really hyped for it. Excited to see it's going to be trending all over Twitter come Monday for us.
Yeah.
We've got a public holiday here Monday, so it's a long weekend. So I'm super excited for it and can't wait. But I do have to bounce because I really got to go.
Sweet.
But,
Thank you so much, Ashley.
Always a pleasure, guys. We can talk. We will talk about the showcase next week and obviously unpack it all and unravel it and talk about each show that was shown. And I'm sure there's going to be one or two disappointments there, but I reckon the hype's going to supersede that. And yeah, it's going to be really good. It's going to be a whole week of hype and discussion about it. So it's going to be sick.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I got to bounce, but thanks for having me as usual. Ashtray Gaming everywhere, TREY. Hopefully, I'm on Xbox a little bit more this weekend.
Get Diablo if you can.
I'll try to, but might be another couple of weeks away. We'll see.
That's okay. I'll play with you anyway when you get it.
Ooh, thank you. All right, speak to you guys later. See ya. Peace.
Bye.
Jen has a comment for you about because you missed his comments earlier, Jen, about Elite talking about what Jeff Keighley was wearing. Jen says, also his jacket, does this man not have a personal stylist? Is he off to work in a casino? But
Exactly.
everyone, I just want to kind of just reset and go, hit that like button if you're enjoying the show. Sad to see Ashtray leave us, but Jen is here. Jen!
I've come to crash the chat. I heard Ashtray was leaving, so I thought I'd replaced him.
I mean, yeah. Could you have just replaced Elite though? It could have just been us two.
We would do the best podcast together, Red.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah. Oh, I might have to turn you down. You're a little bit kind of
how dare you?
clipping a little bit.
I was saying earlier, he was wearing like blue trousers, trainers, a blue t-shirt, I think it was, and then like a smoker's jacket. None of it went. It was just awful.
Yeah, he's trying to mismatch as much as possible. What was all that about?
Yeah,
trying to make a statement, maybe.
I mean, that was the statement. He was just a physical representation of the showcase.
Yeah.
Is my volume all right now, guys?
Yeah, I adjusted you. Yeah, you're good. Yeah.
Sweet.
All right.
Wait.
All right. Well,
sorry, I just invited myself.
That's fine. You're welcome. You're welcome. As long as there's no battered sausages and bananas crap, you're welcome. Elite and Jen
100%.
watching you guys.
That was Elite's fault, not mine, and I cannot not rise to a challenge. So
I mean, yeah.
it is what it is.
You already won just by having your name as Genbox 360, so you didn't even need to rise to the challenge. But what were your thoughts on the showcase?
Wait, before we jump to the showcase, can I just say that on the poll, I just want to refer to the poll. What game won't be shown at the Xbox showcase? And I had the options of Perfect Dark, Indiana Jones, Contraband, and Neverwild. And people went, well, there's a tie actually with Perfect Dark and Indiana Jones. People think those two games won't be shown.
I honestly don't think any of them will. Contraband's probably the most likely out of the lot. Other than that, I don't think any of them will.
Not be shown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to go into the Xbox showcase and our opinions on what we expect from it.
But before we do, though, Jen, what was your thoughts on the showcase that you just watched?
Oh, the Summer Games.
Yeah.
Well, I pretty much said it in chat. It was the Snooze Fest showcase. I think they started pretty strong with like the Mortal Kombat footage, and then it just went downhill from there. Like, I cannot recall most of what went on in that showcase. It was just so dull. And I've got nothing against indie games. Some indie games have been, some of the best games I've ever played. I just don't think they're suitable for these big showcases. No. And it relied heavily on them. Yeah. The only thing I really recall as standouts to me was Alan Wake 2. I thought that looked incredible.
Yes, it did.
And what was the other one that I was thinking of?
Path of Exile 2 looked good.
That's the one, yes. Because I really love ARPGs, as you know. I will not fucking shut up about Diablo on Twitter at the moment.
You missed the start of the show. You need to go back and listen. I'm just like talking nonstop about Diablo 4.
First half hour of the show.
Yeah, it's just me talking about it. We need to jump on and play Diablo together, Jen.
I've actually literally only just gone into World Tier 3 because I was taking my time with it, because I obviously did the review period.
Yeah.
And I rushed the story, so I really wanted to enjoy it this time. So I've only just finished the capstone dungeon. So where are you in the game?
Oh, I haven't done I've virtually done no like end tier content or anything like that.
Neither have I.
So I mean, I'm started World Tier 3 and I'm enjoying it, but I keep going back and helping others in World Tier 2, and you just notice once you hit level 50, unless you're in World Tier 3, like leveling up is like a slog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sort of felt like that towards endgame as well. Like, oh my god, when am I ever gonna level up again? It really slows down.
I'm enjoying the Paragon boards though. Whew. We'll talk about this later.
Oh.
Back on task.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I could literally just do a Diablo
We
podcast.
could. I could totally do it with you. Yeah, I'm so loving that game.
Amazing.
But yeah, it was a Snorefest. What did you think?
Basically, yeah.
What?
So even like Path of Exile, so I don't particularly like Path of Exile. I've tried it a few times. It is way too overblown and complex for me.
Is it based on Dungeons and Dragons?
I can't
Well,
remember.
you could say the majority of games are based on Dungeons and Dragons. They're all dice rolls for moves, aren't they?
Yeah.
But I thought it was based on sort of Dungeons and Dragons sort of.
No, you're thinking of Divinity: Original Sin.
Yeah.
That is based on Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah. So Path of Exile was made by a group of people that wanted to make a true successor to Diablo 2, because there was a lot of controversy
with
when Diablo 3 come out. Yeah, it was too colourful. It didn't have the same kind of like dark, foreboding tones as Diablo 2, and it didn't have the same kind of complexity to the end game. So they went and made Path of Exile, and I don't particularly like it. I can completely understand why it's got an audience. It is a bit like too far gone for me with all the socketing and the bloody skill tree and everything. It's just too much. But I'm probably going to play Path of Exile 2. At least I'll play through the acts.
They'll probably
just to see what it's like.
They'll
Yeah,
probably
I
have a lot of quality of life improvements in that game as well. Hopefully.
Yes, definitely.
Which might make it more user friendly for people who haven't played the game coming in. Yeah. I think you're talking about that. Like Diablo 4 does look complex, but it's actually quite simple. It is actually really simple. It is. Even the Paragon boards, I was like, oh, but they're actually quite simple.
Yeah, they are. Compared to other ARPGs, I think they are.
Yeah, they are.
And I think we'll have a lot of the... What I found unusual about Diablo 4 is that there's some like quality of life things that they've taken away
they need to
that we had in Diablo 3.
Yeah.
Really simple stuff like being able to teleport to a player. Like I know you can go to Kyovashad and then teleport to someone, but
any hub city or anything like that. Yeah. Well, think of it like
really strange.
Think of it like in Diablo 3. You had all your travel points out into the world, and then you had your hub town bit, and then you could travel to your players from there. We'll talk about it later, Jen, though, because getting off on... I could talk about Diablo 4.
Yeah, we're just going off on a tangent about Diablo. You know, to get me talking.
Wherever you are on the map, though, you can just teleport back to the city and then just use the teleport there to teleport to your friend.
Which is what Diablo 3 had, but yeah.
But Diablo 3, you could be in... Yeah, you could just click on someone's flag and go there.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, this you have to teleport back to the city, then teleport.
Well, that's the same thing. You had those hub cities in Diablo 3, and their flag was there. You have to go and find their right portal. It was much easier when you could see their flag, and everyone had their own flags. But I think because of the way they've done the game, they can't. They've just got a generic circle.
Yeah.
But yeah, what did you think about the Spider-Man 2 showing up there, like the release date?
Couldn't care less. Sorry, yeah. So I'm not like my other half and my son. They love Spider-Man, so they want to play it, but they're not like chomping at the bit to play it on launch date or anything like that. And I feel like we've seen enough.
But should have been at the PlayStation Showcase.
I think so. Yeah. I just think how many times can you ride that game? and like rely on it to be like a big reveal. I don't know. I'm just like, oh, I'm over it now already. Like, I agree. Yeah, they look like great games, but I'm bored. I'm bored.
All right. Well, let's get talking about Xbox's showcase, guys. What do you think is definitely going to be there? What gameplay is going to play? Because all the stuff that Aaron Greenberg was talking about, how there's not going to be any movie trailers or any other TV trailers or anything like that. We're going to see a mix of CGI and gameplay together. Yeah, what are you guys' thoughts? I'm super excited. And after these two last showcases we've just seen, basically Xbox could show up and I would be happy with that at this point because the bar's so low for these showcases. The way they've been...
I've said this before. They could literally release Pentiment DLC at this point and still outdo absolutely everything that's come before them.
Yeah,
because it's just been so dull.
It's been... They have a really good trailer, and then they have really other small games, and you're like, I want to be hyped. I want a roadmap, and I think Xbox is going to give us a roadmap, which is nice. None of this 12 months crap, which is great. I'm dying for Fable. That is me. I know Hellblade 2 is going to be fire no matter what you do, so I'm not worried about that game at all, but I'm just like, we don't know what Fable is. We've seen more on Hellblade 2, so that's where my hype is at Fable right now.
You might be able to explain this to me, actually, Red, because the there was like a tease that came out with the Xbox showcase and there was glitter everywhere.
Yeah.
And everyone's up in arms saying that that's a Fable teaser, but I don't know anything about Fable.
So
I don't know
in Fable, when you're running around, if you've got a quest highlighted, you get like this sort of glitter, like pixie dust type thing that kind of is your trail and you just follow it to where you need to go for your quest. And so that's what they're saying is why it's there. The music, like the instruments, definitely similar to Fable, like the music that they use in Fable, but it wasn't actually Fable music. That's the biggest thing is like,
right.
And because I said that, I may have unintentionally put a bit of water on some people's like hype for this game, but like I think it's definitely going to be there. There's that you. He wanted it, but Matt Booty wanted to show it last year, and they didn't. And I think we're now ready. And I think 2020 into 2024 is probably when we're going to see Fable come out. If not,
they know people are hungry for it. Like I said, I've never played one before, but that one little teaser that they did got me interested. So I'm the really
fairy being eaten by the frog.
Yes.
You've never played Fable. Like you can get married, you can kill your spouse. You can get STDs in the game. You can have children. It's ridiculous.
The game as a child and you actually grow up.
Yeah.
I just wonder if it's going to be a complete reboot and you do start as a child again. Work for it.
I would love to see about how the first Heroes came about. That's what I would like to see. Because like Jack of Blades was such a cool antagonist in the game, and like. I want to see more of Jack of Blades as well. I love his character. I do.
It's all very English as well, isn't it?
Oh, British humour on point.
Yeah, it's the best. Yeah.
It needs
I was just going to
that.
say, in the chat, I put a list of the first-party games that have already been announced, which could potentially be there. So we've got Perfect Dark, Avowed, Forza Motorsport, State of Decay 3, that should be a 3, Indiana Jones, Outer Worlds 2, Everwild, Fable, Contraband, Midnight and Hellblade. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 first party games that we're aware of that are in development by Xbox. And then they've also got second party options is Exomecha, Ark 2, Stalker 2, Warhammer 4K and Persona 3 and 5. So out of the first party, what do you think they will show there?
Avowed. I reckon Avowed is going to be there. Fable's going to be there. Hellblade's going to be there.
Yeah, everything that you've mentioned in the question into the chat, really, I think they're pretty much guarantees at this point.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go in stronger. I'd put money on the fact that all those 3 games are going to be there. We've already seen leaked Avowed footage, haven't we?
Yep.
Yeah.
I reckon we're going to see...
I think we're going to get something official.
Compulsion's game. I reckon we're finally going to see what Compulsion's been working on. Because we have heard nothing from them since they were working on We Happy Few.
Radio silence from those guys.
They're working on the game called Midnight, aren't they?
Oh, that's the Project Midnight. There's no actual official name for it. Yeah.
No.
Because they did a lot of they got new premises, they've been hiring a whole heap of new people, they've been sort of infilling and getting filling gaps for their studio of things that they want to be able to do. So it's going to be interesting to see, now they've got all this talent in there, what are they going to do? Because like they would have seen what Compulsion was planning on doing, which is why they agreed to purchase them and acquire them as part of the Xbox Studios first party. Yeah.
And in Exile, working on I believe it's a steampunk game, isn't it?
Yeah. I would love to see if and I don't know if we are, but a New Vegas 2, guys. Fallout New Vegas 2 with Obsidian doing it. Oh.
You're wishing for too much there.
I know, it's not happening. It's not happening. Yeah. I'm wishing for too much.
Got too much going on.
I mean,
it's a good dream.
It's a great dream. Like, you know that there's all this IP just waiting to be used. We're going to see Starfield again, and then because they need to do that, because not everyone's going to go watch the Starfield Direct right away. There are some people who just tune out. So I reckon we'll see something small from Starfield to remind them to go, hey, the Direct's right after this. And then you'll have the deep dive. We're going to see Forza Motorsports there, and then they've got a extended piece, like a dev piece, like the day after or something, or whatever. So we're going to see that. I'm so looking forward to that. I don't think we're going to get a huge amount on there, because I know they're going to show more when they do their bit of the deep dive for their own little thing that they're doing. Yeah.
Thing that I've not seen many people talk about is that we obviously saw that very small teaser of Xbox are working with Hideo Kojima.
You reckon we're going to see that?
It sort of died. Yeah, so I'm wondering if we're going to see more of what's going on there.
That, or it'll either be this year or next year. I reckon it's more likely to be next year, though.
Probably, but I would like to see something more teased. Just an idea of even what kind of genre he's going for.
Yeah.
Would be cool.
I'm so hyped. Honestly, it's just like the showcase is at 5 a.m. my time, so I'm going to be up Monday morning because I've got work that same day, watching it at 5 a.m. I'm working from home, thank goodness. And I will be just... And then I have to wait for them till like the end of the day to really kind of just spam Twitter to death with my hype levels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The timing for me is awkward as well because so here it'll be, I think it's 6 p.m. British time. Is that right, Elite?
That's what I was going to ask you. Is it 6 or 7? I thought it was 7 something.
I'm pretty sure it's 6. 7 would be better. So my my little one is going to be running round at 6 o'clock, having his like
Trank Dart, man, Jen.
Energy.
Trank Dart.
So if it runs from like 6, so it'll be 6 till like 8, won't it, with all the Starfield stuff?
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh my god. So for an hour at least, he's going to be running around in the background while we're trying to watch this showcase.
Well, it's going to be at 4K 60.
Yeah.
So you can always watch it a little bit later.
Yeah, it's 6 p.m.
Yeah, but then I can't be like watching it with everyone else and reacting at the same time.
Yeah.
It's a bit different. Obviously, I'll be having to do work on it as well. So I've managed to like worm out of actually doing breaking news on things that are announced, but I'll be doing maybe something like a reactionary piece afterwards. So I have got to be watching on time, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Can't just like sit and chill. But yeah, someone else will be putting him to bed that night, so I can like finish watching the whole thing.
Yeah, so it's 6 p.m. Yeah, and then we've got the extended show on the 13th, which is also 6 p.m. as well. Which extended show, is that what they're showing Starfield, are they?
Yes. Yeah. It's the extended piece is all Starfield. It's like a Starfield Direct. Yeah.
Yeah, so we know Starfield won't be showing to the show on Sunday. So.
All right. Well.
But yeah. So yeah. As I was saying earlier, I think if they hit it out of the park and just do it, do what they need to do, then bring back E3. Stop Jeff and Sony running riot, showing crappy shows, and just disappointing everyone, and just bring back E3. I think. And just because there was no hype for the GameFest. I didn't realise it was on, so I think someone told me, and I looked it up. So it was on. There was no mention of it, no hype for it at all whatsoever. And yeah, and I watched it, and it was very dull. So yeah, so there. Are we done now?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Hello? Yeah, Red. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I've just opened a beer as well.
We have got, what have we got? We've got our show next week as per usual. We're not doing anything special. I might be in a party, doing a watch party type thing, but we're not doing anything on YouTube for it this time. It's just the time zones are really awkward.
Yeah.
And I know, like, in Australia, they've got a long weekend, so that's lucky. We had ours the weekend before, so I wish we had it this week. It would have been perfect, because then I probably would have done something. But yeah, thank you for stopping by, Jen. Yeah. Appreciate you jumping in to say hi and such, and we'll have to hit each other up about Diablo 4 because I'm jumping on there in a moment to after I have something to eat. I'm gonna jump on there and just no life Diablo 4 for the rest of the day.
This is the thing, it's the time zones, because I've been playing with I played a few games with Doom Cutie as well.
Well, she's 5 hours behind me, so it's a bit easier, I think.
Even so, though, it's so much fun, but we barely ever get on at the same time of day. It's really awkward.
Yeah.
I asked Jen to play with me, and she said do one. So
I did not. No, what I actually said was it'd be good if we all got on at once. So like me, Elite, Ashtray, and you. But it is awkward because we're all in different time zones.
Would have to do it on a earlier, like for me, I don't mind. Oh, but yeah, for Ashtray it's a bit harder because he's even earlier than us. Yeah.
He doesn't know the game. He's a fraud. There's that as well.
Yeah. All right. Well, just want to kind of shout out to the whole chat for hanging out with us live. Awesome to see you guys every week. And hit that like button, share it out. Tell a friend, and we appreciate you. And I haven't really been actively messaging in the chat or reading the chat out much today, so apologies there, guys. But yeah.
Next, I was going to say, next week we'll obviously just be covering the Xbox Showcase and our opinions on it. And we've got some guests such as Bushido, and we've got King David on here as well. The Arnold, so he's going to be on here.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You've got King David coming on?
Yeah.
We have.
Which I've...
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
He's so funny.
Do you want to jump on with us?
Hey, I have to make it work with all, because we're all being required to put webcams on, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Webcam.
Yeah. So I've got to. Ashtray and I've got to work on our backgrounds, for that to make it work, to readjust our OBS stuff. But yeah, interesting. But we'll be here next week. We've got some cool guests joining us. So join in there. And anything else anyone wants to add?
No, we're good. No? Thank you for joining. Thank you for the support as always, guys.
I'll see you guys on Diablo.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you for watching. Goodbye for now. Bye.